notes.
I got
That was the
nothing.
He's got
It's
that.
a white paper.
Where's the money?
Oh my God.
White paper.
All right.
You remember when they asked that girl that she was testifying? She goes, "Show my notes."
Oh yeah.
Here's my notes.
Yeah. What do you think? A little bit similar to Sadi's notes. He probably just takes it and then he just leaves it like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Al-Sarri. It looks like Sarri.
If I don't put my glasses, I can't read them. So if you see me putting the glasses, I got notes. If you're I got no notes.
That's a trick to see if you're reading or not.
All right,
guys. Anto, your stream, your camera looks good. Everything looks good.
What do you think? Who do you think you're talking to?
There's something wrong. There's too much red there.
That's what happened. You wanted me to make it black and white, so for you to be happy.
No, the cover there. Put it back.
No, let it be. It's red is good.
And
red
finally, the audio is looking good. Everything is looking good. I think we're ready to start the podcast. What do you think?
We're ready. Antonio, is that a bootleg Calcio shirt? Where'd you get that from?
No, that's my Christmas present from my wife, AC Milan.
The Calcio shirt?
Yeah, the one, not the Calcio, the one on the middle. Oh, this one here, I just got it today. I just got it on the mail. I got it today on the mail.
What was that?
It's an
old fashioned.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That was the bootleg one on Fifth Avenue.
No, it's not. Guys, welcome back to the podcast. I'm seeing everybody joining in to the live stream. I think this feels more like the first time that we've gotten everybody back fully, because we're not running into complications. As of yet, everything is looking really good. Michael, great job working with Antonio to make sure that he knew how to plug in his earphones.
Anto was teaching me. Anto knows more about this stuff than we do. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can tell.
He's gonna say something.
Anto, don't touch anything. Everything is great. I know. I see you. I
see a lot of chats on the side over here. Lukaku and then holy crap! What's up, Iftv? Forza Inter. Thank you.
You used to start with WhatsApp, Marco.
Antonio, you look like the post that they just posted about the
Ciao,
weekend.
Raga, saluti di Svezia. A lot of I see a lot of stuff popping up on the right. Yeah.
There's trolls. Be careful.
Yeah, be careful reading the comments. Don't read everybody's comments, okay?
All right. Ando, Yazan is here too. My friend Yazan. Hey, Yazan, how are you?
Why don't you tell everybody who Yazan is?
Oh, Yazan is one of my best friends from Jordan. Listen, this guy here, he's crazy. Yazan is one of the biggest AC Milan fan. And he put as a ringtone one of the songs that I sang. I'm not sure which one. And he's using that as a ringtone. Which one?
The Campo Basso.
The Campo Basso. So anyway, Yazan is a good kid. He's been invited over here to New York. And him and I, we're going to go watch the derby in Milano one of these days after the COVID. We're going to watch the Inter Milan against AC Milan. We know we're going to kick their ass so badly. And then we're going to go out and celebrate. Okay? Is that you want to know
Australia on the watching right now? Wow.
Who you watching Australia? I am watching it too. I am watching the US Open. I mean the Australian Open.
For the people who didn't hear the song, can you give us a little rendition
of
first place?
After the podcast. I don't even remember.
First place. Oh, you remember.
You can make a new one up. Let's go.
What was it? I don't just you have to play it for me. I don't even remember.
Campo Basso, Ale, right?
Yeah.
Something like
Anto,
that.
you know it. Come on.
But listen, come on. Let's do this after the fact because we're going to talk about Campo Basso. Okay, then I'll sing it for you.
So for the people, we'll tell them to stick around because then you'll sing the Campo Basso song. Is that right?
You got that right. Yeah.
Okay, guys. I think it's time to start our podcast. We've got plenty of people live in the chat. Thank you for everybody that is joining. Thank you for working with us through technical problems and a lot of exciting times. We had an action-packed Serie A that obviously concluded this weekend with lots of talking points and I think lots of fights that we're going to be having on this podcast. Before we get into all that, I do want to let everybody know, which could be, no, we won't make it our first topic. We'll save it for a little bit. But Inter against Juventus is tomorrow, the return leg of the Coppa Italia. which is going to be a very, very exciting match. Juventus obviously have the upper hand with the 2 away goals and having won that first game, but Inter's still in it. And we will be live for this match. And we've got a very special guest that's going to be, just like we're doing right now, we are going to have Enoch, Balotelli's brother, coming in live during the stream. So he will be with us before the match, about 20 minutes before, to talk about the game, get his opinion. You guys will have the opportunity to ask him questions. He will also join us at halftime and then at full time. So I think it's going to be an action-packed show. We'll get his reactions to everything that's happening and get his perspective on things. The decision that we have to make is, do we allow Antonio to call into the same show as Balotelli's brother?
It's up to you.
Do you want to be on?
Of course.
No fireworks, okay?
Yeah,
I mean, fireworks.
I don't trust you that
Anto,
much.
we know you love Balotelli so much, or you might act like a fangirl over him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's wrong with that, Mike?
No, nothing.
You don't like that?
I love Balotelli too, and can't wait for tomorrow.
Enoch is a great friend of ours. He's been a big follower of IFTV for quite some time, and we've always talked about doing something together. And now that we have this system that will allow us to do this, like we told you guys, we'll start off slow and then slowly build up with our different guests and how many guests we have on. But I think that tomorrow will be a great opportunity for you guys to ask some questions. We'll even talk about his brother, Balotelli, and we know that he was playing in Serie D.
That's right.
So we'll get some information on that. But guys, let's start off with talking about what happened in this weekend. And I think we have to start off with the leaders in the table, the guys who only gave Inter 24 hours to enjoy being at the top of the league in Serie A. AC Milan with a 4-0 massive win over Crotone, with Zlatan Ibrahimovic breaking records, scoring his 500th goal of his career, an absolute monster, and 2 goals throughout the entire match. That is also an incredible stat, which Michael found out for me. So shout out, Mike.
Club
14
goals.
Sorry, I was going to say this stat. I was saying a different one. 14 goals in his past 11 Serie A matches. What an absolute beast Zlatan has been. And the first thing I got to say before we talk about that, guys, there was some people over here that doubted Zlatan returning to the league. Michael, why don't you remind us of some of those people?
We're going to say it like that?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I guess I'm the bad guy today. I think this was when he was at LA Galaxy. And there's rumors that, Maldini might bring him or he's going to come back. There's some chance he wants to retire with Milan. And we asked during this certain podcast, and the person that was opposed to it that day was Ludovico.
Wait, what? My dad, weren't you against Zlatan too?
Why was he?
Yes, he was. He was. Yes.
Redeem yourself, Gaetano.
Yeah, he was.
I don't remember.
Look at him. Yeah, he doesn't remember.
You know why?
He's got selected memories, this guy here.
I saw people in the comments. They were calling out. I don't remember. To be honest, I don't remember. I'm just going based off of what I saw. People were saying that Gaetano and Ludovico were saying that they were against Zlatan returning to AC Milan, saying that he was too old. I don't know if it's true. That's why I wanted to clear the air.
Gaetano, let us know.
No, I didn't say he was too old. I thought that for 1 year it would have been okay to come back. I mean, he's a hot-headed in the locker rooms. I mean, you see the words that he uses inside the game. He curses at everybody, but he's a winner. So if you want somebody, he wants to win every game, and he's a leader in the locker. You better listen to him, otherwise he'll break your legs.
Hey, what did he use? I mean, it's not using profanity. He called Lukaku a donkey, which is a donkey. You know, a donkey in Italian, when somebody calls you a donkey, that means sei un asino. That means you don't understand very well in school. In school, when you're a child, somebody tells you, sei un asino, that means a donkey.
Is that what they called you, Antonio?
No, they called you. You look like one. You look like one.
Anyway, by the way, it was not just that. The game before he did it, I think, with Zapata. So you just play the game. And no, I thought that for 1 year it would have been okay. more than 1 year, I had my doubts if he could come back again at this level.
Antonio, your reaction to AC Milan winning 4-0, Zlatan Ibrahimovic scoring, Hakan.
No penalties this time, right? You're not complaining, right? Okay.
So what do you got to say?
Listen, I enjoy myself so much, and I'm enjoying today myself hundreds of times because I keep watching on the right hand side of my screen F AC Milan, F Milan, F Zlatan.
You get too worried about what they think.
No, I love this. I mean, that means something is working. When somebody hates Zlatan and AC Milan, that means that something is working. We rub it in, guys. Keep sending those messages because the more you do it, that's what we live for. We want people to hate us because the more you do it, the better we end up doing for the campionato, for everything else that we do. This is nothing but gravy for us, okay? So keep effing AC Milan and all that stuff. We love it. And we love you guys too because, you can be an Inter fan, you can be a Juventus fan. We love everybody over here. So whether you say FAC Milan or F Inter and all the stuff, that's what we want. We want people hooked on this podcast, and we want people hating somebody else's team. So in this particular case, I could be the one that you guys hate because of Zlatan or because, I'm an AC Milan big follower. So that's what we want. You guys keep following us, keep hating us, because that's part of the game. So we're going to hate you back as much as you guys are hating us this way. So going back to the game, AC Milan was very slow to react to this stupid game against Crotone. And I was getting a little bit restless when I was watching the game because I said, hey, it's almost half an hour. We haven't scored against those bunch of losers. So they were taking it easy a little bit, the guys. Nobody was pressing as much as they used to. Somebody just said, Antonio, piece of shit.
I'm trying to block him. I'm trying to block him. Anto, you gotta stop. I told you before, you can't read the comments because the problem is if you read the comments, then it makes more people want to say that. That's the thing online. Well, so if you call it out,
I'm sure the guy's a nice guy, so he can say that. It's okay.
He's gone now. He's gone.
Oh, that's too bad. Come on, leave him alone. I think everybody's welcome on the podcast. Don't block anybody. So I promise you, I'm not going to read the comments anymore. So anyway, 4-0, but we started a little slow. I wish AC Milan put the game away in the first 20 minutes, half an hour, and then relaxing a little bit more. In the, on our case this time against Crotone, we got close a couple of times, but we did not attack with the intensity that AC Milan usually attacks the opponent's team. But anyway, it was a 4-0 win. We didn't steal anything. It could have been a little bit more. If it wasn't for a couple of close calls that they were not given to us. One was an offside. We got a goal that was taken away from us. But, it is what it is, guys. 4-0. And you know what? We didn't score we didn't get any penalties. We didn't get anything. So it's fine. We are okay.
You only got 15 penalties for the whole season, so it's okay if you didn't get a penalty this time.
Yeah.
But I was gonna go back. I saw the Milan game as well, and obviously, I think Milan deserved in the end to win the game. But like you said, beginning Crotone put up a fight. I think in the first half, especially with Adam Onas coming from Napoli, he looked exciting. Di Carmine from Verona was trying to do something. I mean, you had a good group. I think Crotone, unfortunately, last place, but they can, these last couple of games are going to be, they're going to dive and leave everything on the field to win a game. So Milan were able to break through. Ibrahimovic scored a great goal, the first goal. And then, with a 1-2, still got it. He scored 500 club goals. Right,
501,
pretty good. 501. I would say. Hold on, and he also scored the second goal of 501. So, hats off to Milan. But if Milan doesn't win versus Crotone, then you guys don't have any business winning a Scudetto.
Well, only if Inter wins against Crotone is okay, right, Pete? No, with Lukaku, took a shot. Oh, when you see the shot of Lukaku, wow, what a shot! But when Milan wins, it's okay. Oh, that was Cagliari. Well, the same thing. So, hey, we're back in first place, Pete, because you were in first place for a few hours and you were rubbing it in. So, I hope you press your reset button and you reset yourself on second place over there. And you're probably on the way to get off the Coppa Italia tomorrow. So I wish you the best because you guys have a very good chance tomorrow. You have 70% chance to go through. Okay? But 30% chance that Juventus is going to go and win the game. Or maybe tie the game.
I have a question. One of our topics, and I'm gonna leave this off to my dad first, since we just segued from that. They're talking about AC Milan renewing Zlatan for an additional year. That's what the newspapers are saying, that he wants to continue, even though he's 39 years old. He's leading this team. He's showing no signs of slowing down because he's very intelligent in the way that he's able to play. What are your thoughts? Does Zlatan have what it takes to continue till next season? You obviously already gave your opinion once. A year later, what's your opinion?
Yeah, I think he stays in great shape. I've seen him score goals even this year on during practice where his leg is above his head. I mean, this guy is unbelievable. Yeah, at the beginning I thought that it would be good for 1 year. After what he's doing right now and the goals that he scored, and yesterday, he comes back and he scores. And once he comes back, the team is looking for him. I would give him another year, sure. If I was AC Milan, I would give him 1 more year, no problem.
Anto, what are your thoughts?
You know what? I will second to that. And if I was in charge of AC Milan, I would bring Cassano back in to make the rifinitore for Ibrahimovic. He will score double the amount of goals. If you bring Cassano back into the team, I'm telling you, I'm not joking. I will bring Cassano back in, even with the belly. Cassano doesn't have to be in shape. Cassano, give him the ball. He'll place it right on your foot. Ibrahimovic doesn't have to have 6 or 7 times people crossing for him. Cassano, 1-to-1. 1 pass, 1 goal. 1 assist, 1 goal. 10 assists, 10 goals. That's it. It's done deal. And I'm not joking. I'm really serious about that. If AC Milan will revive Cassano and will bring him back to shape, Cassano could be another one of those quote-unquote Tom Brady longevity style.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say. Well, obviously, we saw yesterday with the Super Bowl and Tom Brady winning, and we had. It's funny. Antonio texted us in the morning and said, "Make a graphic around Tom Brady and Zlatan," and we had already posted it yesterday. We're a little bit ahead of you, Anto, because we predicted that he would end up going to win it. I do want to say that I agree with this. I think that also credit to Maldini, who's done an incredible job at keeping this team together. And if they think that Zlatan still has it, absolutely. I think that he's playing with his mind more than anything else, because Zlatan, if you see, I've said it before, but he's making everybody else do the dirty work for him. They're doing the running. They have a young team. Everybody's behind him. And he's able to soak up that pressure and only do the running when it's a goal-scoring opportunity. So he's saving his energy and being very smart about what he does. And it's great. And it's a model, too, for a lot of the older players to not chase down stupid balls or press when you don't need to press, because the best thing that you could do is just put yourself in the greatest position to be able to succeed. So I think that Zlatan has done everything to deserve a renewal. And if he thinks he has it, if the management thinks he has it, absolutely, I would keep Zlatan on for that next year. But we also have to talk about Hakan Calhanoglu, who's not been a guy that we've always loved, I think, on this podcast. I don't think any of us have been crazy about him, but he changed the match for AC Milan when he came in. I believe the 2 goals that they scored, there was a minute and 9 seconds between all of the goals. Dad, what are your thoughts on Hakan? How important of a player has he become for AC Milan, who was in discussions if he was going to stay or not at one point?
Yeah, I remember last year, and I didn't like him that much. But I said it this year, and I said again. I mean, he's really becoming. He's got skills. He has a vision. He's got a shot. So the guy is really improved a lot in the last year, and I don't know if Ibra had something to do with it from him, but I see him as an integral part of this AC Milan team. The only thing that I think that we're disagreeing is that he wants a lot of money to sign again. I mean, I don't know who his agent is, but they went really high on the price.
I think it's the difference is we're talking about a million, half a million to $1 million. They're not that far off, so they are very close on the negotiation. So I have an insider over there that from time to time he tells me what the situation is and the updates. So they're close. They're very close. With Donnarumma and Akan, they're going to be very, very close. But maybe by the end of the month, everything is going to be signed.
Okay. I think that he's definitely somebody who doesn't get enough credit, because even from me too, I was never crazy about him. Like over the years, I don't know what it was about the way that he played that it wasn't something that I loved. But I mean, you can't deny the facts, and the facts are that he's been a different player this season for AC Milan, and he's been extremely important. And we saw how good they looked with him. So for Milan, I mean, I feel like it's one of those moments where you see it with teams where one thing starts going your way and it's momentum, and those things start to build. And all of a sudden things just keep going better and better and better, where you're rolling down this wheel like a snowball that just keeps picking up pace as it goes along. And that's kind of like what Milan reminds me of right now.
Yeah, I just find it crazy how Hakan, like, he proved me wrong 100%. I think a lot more people too. He was literally like, "Oh, this guy's a bust. He's not good. He came from Bayer Leverkusen. He's not gonna, what do you call, amount to anything. He wasn't good enough." But all of a sudden, this guy turned into a completely different player. This guy is assisting. He's whenever he doesn't play, you actually notice that he's not playing because Milan don't play as good. He really connects the attack with the midfield, with the defense. And I think Milan, it's a no-brainer that they have to extend. I think they should give him whatever the few more million that they need from him, because he's making this Milan into an amazing squad. And not just Hakan, I think the whole squad has turned its back with Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And what they're doing now is working. So don't change anything else. Give everyone what they want, and make this season, make the Milan fan dream, try to push to the last second in Scudetto. You don't want to make anyone unhappy.
I was just going to add, I think Hakan, I don't want to pronounce his last name.
Calhanoglu. I love that we're all calling him Hakan. I love it.
Calhanoglu. I have to give a lot of credit to Pioli, because when Calhanoglu first got there, he was playing wide as a winger. And I think he really cemented himself this year at the number 10. Right. He's added so much on the technical and being tactically and being able to put that through ball into Ibrahimovic. And like Gaetano said, the skill set this kid has, he's top. So it's just a matter of putting him in the right place on the field. And I think Pioli deserves the credit for that.
Yeah, Anto,
listen,
what were you going to say before we move on? Deal.
First of all, I like Mike the way he spends money that he didn't make. Like, we should give him Hakan another 20 million. Mike, when we're talking about drachmas over here, we're talking about dollars or euros. So AC Milan is not paying a lot of money to anybody. We do not have the money that Inter has, okay, or had in the past. So Hakan, it should be an honor for him to be playing for AC Milan, okay? So even though he's not going to be getting what is actually worth it, quote unquote, he's going to have to just be proud to wear the AC Milan shirt, fight for the team, and maybe achieve with AC Milan what he has never achieved anywhere else. Okay? So, as far as you guys talking trash about Calhanoglu, all of a sudden, you started to put praises on this guy here. You guys were talking trash about Pirlo too.
Okay.
Oh, we don't know Pirlo. We don't know how good it is. A good player not necessarily translating to a good coach. No, all of a sudden, Pirlo is this great coach. And I've been saying from the first minute that he was signed, I said he's the best thing that Daniel has ever done all his life. Well, he didn't do anything yet. Well, first of all, he had a bunch of donkeys playing with him.
Yeah, get out of here.
So now,
Cristiano Ronaldo's a donkey?
Well, sometimes he can become a donkey. Now those donkeys, they've been taught what to do. So, and all of a sudden, everything is coming together for Pirlo. And it's, what's that? Oh, it's copying from Allegri. Oh, no, maybe this is Sarri style. It's like, hey, Pirlo is Pirlo. He's not copying from anybody. He's adjusting to the situation. Okay.
Let me say something, because I'm totally against what you're saying, Anto.
Yeah.
Because you're saying, or at first you trashed Hakan and now you're praising him. It's actually a positive thing. I think that it's more than fine to be wrong about something and then admit when things are changing. It's not, oh, what happened to this? No, the player did something better than what he was doing. At the time that we mentioned Hakan, he was not performing. Now he is, and we're saying, yes, we were wrong about the player. It's better to admit that you were wrong and change positions on it than just stick by it just because you don't want to admit the truth. It's fine to change your opinion. And I think that that's how we've always operated, even with Chiesa, with anyone. Totally right to be wrong. Just like Mike was wrong about what does Maldini know. We're wrong. We were wrong in this Hakan. And I had to throw that in there because it comes out every week with Mike and Maldini. Let's transition to Juventus. I was gonna do Inter, but now that since you spoke about Juve, I guess we'll start with that. Juventus won 2-0 against Roma in a match where Juventus, I thought they didn't play great. They once again had, similar to Inter against Inter, they had their opportunities. They scored in the 2 opportunities that they had. And for the rest of the match, in the first half, they did create some opportunities. Second half was not great. Roma, it was really all Roma, but Roma were not able to score their goals and do enough to be able to win the match. Again, it reminded me of the Juventus of the past 9 years. It reminded me of they did not play great. This is what everybody came and said, oh, they didn't play amazing, but they won. And guess what? That's the approach. That's the approach that you want at a moment where for times you didn't see them playing great and not getting the results. It reminded me of that same pragmatic approach that Allegri had at Juventus, and it was back to those winning ways. Even when you don't play great, hey, guess what? You're still going to be able to win the game. I think that Pirlo is getting a hold of this team right now. I'm seeing the team is much more organized than it was a couple of months ago. The midfield situation has gone a lot better, to say the least, and more so on the defensive side. Chiellini played a great match. I think defensively as well. Alexandro coming back in was amazing.
Playing good, yeah.
I think you see the difference that certain key pillars have proved at Juventus, meaning Chiellini. What he brings to the team, besides just as a player, is so important. The aspect of spirit and hunger that he's transmitted to the team. So I think Juventus is getting so much closer. And we thought Juventus were so much further away. Then I think that you realize that they are from being up there with the top. If they win that game against Napoli, I think they're like 2 points from Inter and 4 points from AC Milan. Obviously, they got the game in hand. And I see Antonio smiling over there. So I'll let you jump in because you're about to burst.
No, I'm reading the comments of some of those guys, but I'm not going to say anything. But
don't say anything.
I agree. I mean, listen. The only thing that I have no doubts that Pirlo will do very well with the Juventus. So it was just a matter of time. Juventus defense was not set up the proper way. Bonucci is not really that reliable when he's by himself. He's not a leader over there by himself. So you got Chiellini coming back, and Bonucci starting to breathe a little bit. With a more relaxing tone, because Bonucci trying to get the elite into the groove, and then Danilo and all of those donkeys. All of a sudden it's like you got a pastor over there, or a shepherd, un pastore we say in Italian. No, you got a shepherd over there that is telling all of those little sheep how to set themselves up and how to play soccer the proper way. So the game, as you said, and I agree with that, is getting a little uglier in terms of there is no beauty on the game, but it's a lot more concrete in terms of the Juventus is going for the win, and they don't really care how dirty is the play. So the only teams that really plays a spectacular soccer is AC Milan right now, and from time to time I see Spezia and I see Hellas Verona and
no Inter, huh? Inter doesn't play that.
No, Atalanta, Inter. Why Inter? Come on, those guys are a bunch of donkeys.
That's gonna trigger Antonio into moving to a different conversation. I want to ask my dad's opinion. And one other thing before I say off, I think that even a guy like Rabiot played a really good game, and it goes to the fact that like once you start putting the right pieces together, everything can fall into place. Meaning, if you're putting players in the position to play to their strengths, I've constantly said this. I think that the midfield was unbalanced when you paired Rabiot, Bentancur, and Ramsey. It didn't have everything, all the elements that a real midfield has. And I go back to the reference of 2015, where Marchisio, Vidal, Pogba, Pirlo all complemented each other when they played in the midfield three. One was the brains and organized and built out of defense. One was a hard guy that would put in tackles and win the ball back and do the running like Vidal. And then a Pogba who could break the line going forward, play that final pass, take shots. And we're starting to see that at Juventus with Artur, with McKennie, even with Rabiot getting into there. And, it's not specifically a player's fault, But once you start giving them the elements to succeed, they're able to do better things. And I think that's what we're seeing at Juventus. Dad, what's your opinion on Juventus this weekend and how the team's looking under Pirlo?
Well, once you start winning games, of course, that helps. So even though you're not playing a great soccer, but winning helps confidence, and confidence helps the team playing better. So from week to week, you can see that Pirlo is trying to put the puzzle. He still makes a lot of changes in the midfield, but the defense is doing well. The forward line is doing well. It's just a little pieces here and there in the middle. He likes Rabiot. He puts Rabiot. Sometimes he puts Arthur. Arthur, he carries the ball a little bit too much to play in front of the defense. But the team is getting there. It's starting to look much better from week to week.
I think also, Gaetano, I mean, the players that Juventus have, do they really? I mean, the coach is important. I'm not saying it's not important, but these players can win a game on their own. And I think we've seen that even versus Roma, where Cristiano Ronaldo takes his first shot and it's a goal. And they have players like that even in the defense, where I think De Ligt is one of the top 5 defenders in the world. So they have the players to win a game without any coach, really. And I said it before, and I'm not joking. Antonio could be the coach of Juventus, and he'll probably have a good
You just said he would
results. Good results.
Do you still stand by that?
Good results. But just saying that, obviously Pirlo is.
I can do a better job than Conte.
Than Pirlo? Oh, okay.
Than Conte.
But I was gonna say Pirlo is a soccer mind. He's a genius of the sport, so he knows what it takes. I think he can. It's a different way to read a game. It's a different way to approach the game when you're coaching. And so I think to answer Antonio, not so much that we said Pirlo is going to be a terrible coach. We were saying in terms of Juventus and what direction they wanted to go in, because Cristiano Ronaldo at 35, he's there to win now. He's there to win the Champions League now. And you pick a Pirlo, it kind of goes against what you're trying to do. And listen, by all means, Pirlo could go on a run and win the Champions League for Juventus. I'm not here not saying that, but
I like this.
Are the chances?
Can you say it one more time?
What's the chances of it happening with a coach that never coached before, not even in the youth system? I don't think the probability is that, you go on numbers that Inter has 70% chance winning tomorrow's game. I don't think Pirlo has 70% chance that he'll do that.
I have the answer for you.
And the point that for the people that were writing Juve off to in the beginning, saying, "Oh, he has no experience," that team is still a winning squad, regardless if you they still have incredible players at the end of the day. So if you thought they wouldn't be competing for the Scudetto, I thought it was just foolish that people wouldn't even think that. Like, there's always gonna be speed bumps in the beginning, and of course you're gonna slowly go over those speed bumps. You're gonna get that chemistry and all that stuff, and it was just a matter of time. Now I feel like they're in that top 3 position. Now it's where the coaching begins, because those players are always gonna make you fight for the Scudetto. But it's the small, those small games, those small things that the coach does to really affect the game, to show how good you are. Mm-hmm. So that's where we're gonna see them.
I don't want to change topics too much, but we will move on. But I'm seeing a comment.
Wait, Marco, wait. I had a response for Pirlo.
All right.
Okay, let me tell you something. Okay, something that you guys keep forgetting. If you ask all the audience that we have over here, because I'm watching on the right hand side, I'm enjoying myself. I'm telling you, I'm more interested in what all of those guys are saying than what the BS that a bunch of you guys are saying. If you ask all of those guys over here on the right hand side on my screen, if anybody ever remembers Conte playing, I will say
read the content.
I will say the percentage of those people remember. There's a who's Conte. Conte probably is nobody that not even put the foot on the grass one time.
No, he only won the Scudetto with Juventus. He only won with Chelsea.
If you have to just name Conte to somebody and Pirlo, they're gonna say, "Oh, Pirlo, of course, Pirlo."
It's like a player.
when I'm a different player, Conte never did anything, was never a different maker. He was a nobody. Whether he played or whether he didn't play, he didn't make any difference for Juventus. You guys know you want to put Conte.
I'm telling
and
you,
Pirlo on
I
the
think
same
you have
pedestal.
an obsession with Conte, Antonio. I told you this
No,
morning.
I
You
am
have that
telling
obsession.
you.
Say what you
I am
said.
telling
Say
you,
it.
if you see
There's research done that
Go.
when someone has when you hate something, when you detest something so much, the truth is
detest
deep
him.
down you
I
actually
don't detest him.
envy that
Listen,
person. I think you
envy
want Conte
Conte.
at Milan. That's what the whole thing comes down. You're upset that he chose Inter instead of choosing Milan. That's it.
Listen, I'd rather to cut my balls before I envy Conte.
Jesus.
Let me tell you something. Conte
All right.
is zero.
Let's get on to. We have a funny topic over here. Go on.
Let me
There's
finish
one
first.
topic. There's one topic.
Let me
Sorry.
finish. I know that you love Conte. You probably have some sort of relationship with him on the side. Conte is a big zero. The only zeros that he makes him count is very good at getting paid a lot of money. Okay? That's the only two things that he's doing. Other than that, if you cannot compare
You made him lose a comment.
Conte and Pirlo, they're two different breeds.
Okay.
Pirlo is a champion. Conte is a nobody.
Okay.
You're right, Anto. Okay, so I tried to show a comment, not that comment. I tried to show a comment from our boy Dan Colosimo, but it went too long because I got interrupted. That the comment went away, so I can't show it. So shout out to Dan, our good friend, incredible YouTuber too. He asked a question, which was, if there was a Serie A version of Mount Rushmore, who would be the 4 players? And I think that's a very fun question. No, of all time, since it's not the current presidents that will be there. Let's choose 4 players. I guess let's choose it as a group so that we can move on quickly, because I want to go to the next topic, which is
Maradona, right?
Yeah.
Maradona.
Baggio.
Well, hold on, guys. Input.
Okay, yeah, Gaetano.
Gaetano's going to say Maradona, Pelé, Baggio, and let me see, what else?
No, there's
How about everybody pick
Pelé.
one? How about everybody pick one?
Everybody just choose one.
No, Baggio is my man.
Okay, Baggio. Antonio, choose one.
Maradona.
You took mine.
Let's see. I'm gonna say.
Can we get Maldini in there?
Yeah, we'll put Maldini.
Maldini, that's 3. And now we got to agree on the 4th one. There's Totti. There's Del Piero. There's who else could we potentially put?
Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo.
R9.
Ronaldinho.
No.
With
R9.
Zidane.
Buffon is a good one.
Buffon.
And these are just now.
You put Donnarumma. Forget about Buffon.
There's Pirlo, Montolivo.
Yeah,
Totti, definitely. Totti.
Baresi.
If you made me choose, I'm putting Del Piero. If you made Mike, who's your last one?
Totti.
Totti. My dad, who would be your 4th one?
Cannavaro.
Anto, who would be your 4th?
Totti.
Paolo Rossi. Maybe?
Cannavaro,
Yeah,
baby.
Dad, you got to choose. You're the last one. Mike says Cannavaro.
But I gave you. We already have 4. No?
Yeah, but I'm saying who would be your 4th one, since you get to choose. Since we couldn't agree on the 4th one.
Zico.
Okay, wow. All right, nice. Let's move on. Let's move on to next topic. Barella. We've said this time and time again, or some of us have, that Barella is the best in Italy. Is Nicolo Barella the best midfielder in the Serie A currently? There has been debate. We've gone back and forth. The reason why we're saying this is because his performance against Fiorentina was once again brilliant, and I don't think that it can be disputed anymore. There is no player that I would take more than Nicola Barella right now. Antonio, your thoughts? Yes or no?
Wait, first of all, it's not Nicola, it's Nicolo.
Oh, Nicola.
I
was thinking about Cirincione. That's why.
Listen. I told you about Barella was still in Cagliari. This kid here, he's got it. He had it when he was in Cagliari, and he was doing a lot of work as a defensive midfielder and offensive midfielder at the same time. And he's actually doubling down and working much harder for Inter. I don't know for what reasons. Barella would have just done 70% of the work that he did in Cagliari. He would still be an excellent player. But he's amazing me. He's the only player that will take away, not from Inter, from anybody. Barella is the real thing. I'm telling you.
Fair enough.
Unfortunately for him, he's playing for those bunch of losers. But
let's get your opinion
he's
before we
one
do
of the
though.
best.
Real quick, since we're on Inter, I want to remind everybody that's in the chat right now that tomorrow we will be live for Inter against Juve, second leg of the Coppa Italia. And as I told you, I'm just repeating this one more time in case anybody new is coming in. We will have Balotelli's brother on the pregame, halftime, and post-match show. So make sure you are ready and tuned in at least 30 minutes before kickoff,
You don't want to
which
miss
is when we will
anything.
be live. You guys will have the opportunity to ask Enoch, Balotelli's brother, any question that you want. He will be live with us. Dad, your thoughts on Barella?
So some of the players, when they go from a Provinciale, one of those teams like Cagliari, Verona, Parma, and they go to a big team, sometimes they don't do well, they don't take the pressure. This kid, he went to Inter, and the first couple of games, he was on the bench. And everybody was waiting for him to start playing. And once this kid started playing for the team, oh my God, he has become a star. But something that is very refreshing about Barella that I don't see in any other player, the kid sacrifices for the team. I see him working so hard, but not just he works so hard and sacrifices himself for the team, which is something that it should be commended for.
Well said. I agree with that.
Imagine if Barella had even the intelligence of Cassano. This guy will be the superstar.
Oh, mamma mia. But once you answer something, let somebody else go. You were the first one to answer. Let Mike say something.
Hi, Mike. I'm sorry. Oh, my goodness. Hey, he's my hand. Slap me. Okay, he's my hand. Slap me.
You bring Cassano into any conversation.
Hey, I just added to it. Okay, take a pill.
Oh man!
Go ahead, Mike.
Guys, we're gonna see you next in the boxing ring. Mike, even my dad wants your opinion.
Oh man. I feel like they're a top tier of midfielders. It'd be Barella. You'd have to throw Benacer in there. Savic. You have to throw. But if you force me to pick one as a form right now, man, Barella, he's so good. He's on the stat sheet all the time. He's so fun to watch. As a little guy, he fights for the ball like he's 2 feet bigger than he already is when he's tiny.
He's like you.
Yeah, exactly like me. But
you're biased in the situation. That's not fair, Mike.
He produces magic. If you see the small stuff he does, he takes on 1-2 players. He megs a few guys. He's fun to watch. He scores. He knows how to score. He sends in amazing balls, and he has amazing football IQ. Right now, I would rate him currently the best mid in Serie A. He's amazing. He has it all, I think.
Peter, this is obviously your boy.
Yeah,
said many times he's got a beautiful balance of IQ, but also engine behind him. So I'm sure you're enjoying your boy.
Obviously a little biased, right? But definitely, as far as the Inter midfielder, I think he's been one of the best signings that we've had, especially considering, we were on the clubhouse with Sabino, and he even said it. He's like, it's great to see such a great player, but also he plays for the Italian national team, and it's a young player. His birthday was actually yesterday. He shares the birthday with my brother. He for us, he can be a club legend. And the great thing, Antonio, he's actually an Inter fan since he was born. So that also is great when somebody has the passion to wear those colors, and you see it every day when he plays. I mean, the guy is an engine. He has 6 lungs. He's back and forth, running up. He does all the dirty work, and he also has an educated foot, which you don't see a lot for a player that does the dirty work. So, I mean, he's a box-to-box midfielder all around. His biggest thing was just trying to get more goals, and I think this year he scored a bunch, and some very important ones, where he scored against his hometown club in Cagliari, and then even versus Fiorentina. He's been putting beautiful performances, and I think based on his form, I have to say that he's the best midfielder in Italy right now. And Milinkovic-Savic obviously is a top midfield. Benacer also is having a fantastic season. But, I think Barella, for me, is something special. and I think he's only going to get better with now he has more confidence, and also what's very important is he's grounded. He already has 3 kids at the age of 24. He's married and he's calm. So that's important. He's a family man, so he's not going to have any problems outside the pitch.
That's always.
How do you know that?
Maybe he hangs out with you, Antonio. I don't know.
That would be bad news.
No.
Guys, I want to remind everybody, make sure you like and subscribe. Everybody that's watching, we appreciate everybody that's supporting us.
Listen,
go on, Tom.
Marco, I have a question for all of you guys over there. How much can Barella be doing? For how long he can do all of this up and down, sliding and taking the ball away, playing defensive midfield, offensive midfield, running the defense, the offense, the midfield. It's everywhere, this guy here. I know, but how long can he be doing this? I hope they don't wear him out. I think a smart coach should be able to tell him, hey, listen, I need you to do maybe 80% because I need you to be more prepared on the offensive, phase of the game. Because, pretty much we are very much covered on the defense. Why don't you put a lot more energy during the offensive, transition of the team instead of on the defensive transition? Because, at some point, this guy's going to get injured. He cannot be running 150 miles an hour for 90 minutes every single week. Somebody is going to give in to this kid.
What about Gattuso that did it? What about who's the other player that comes to mind? Yeah, even Conte, the type of player. I mean, there's those players that they just happen to have 6 lungs that they continue to run for days. And yeah, so I mean, as long as he stays healthy, he can do it for a long time. He's only 24, Antonio. So he's got a long way to go.
This is going to trigger Antonio into unleashing. I want to move on to the next topic before he goes off. Atalanta. I don't even know what to say about this. They somehow threw away a 3-0 lead that they had in the 21st minute and tied to Torino, who Torino at times look like they cannot even buy points. What the hell is going on with Atalanta, and can they challenge for this? Obviously, 4th place. Like, what do we make of that? Did any of you catch the game?
Yeah, I saw that.
Dad, did you see it?
Yeah, I watched it.
What'd you think?
I don't want to
maybe I should go first, because if Antonio goes first, then he goes first, third, fifth.
All right, come on, guys.
Yeah, I watched the game. So Gasperini said that the team at the end of the game that the team was tired. I don't know. I hate when they make excuses, but yeah, he plays. I guess they've been playing every 3 days because it's a pandemic year and that's a COVID year. We'll give it to him. That, but something about Derun and Toloi apologized after the game because they were winning 3-0 and they kind of gave up. But if you give your best and you're in the field and you give your best for the 90 minutes, there's nothing to be ashamed of. That's what you could do. The only thing that I would say to Gasperini is, and it was a comment that I was going to make for Roma, that I'm glad that that they worked things out between Dzeko and the coach, and somebody got involved and he made it work. I wish that somebody would have got involved with Papu and Atalanta and make it work, because they sure could have used Papu in this. Papu Gomez. He scored. By the way, he scored a goal, I believe, yesterday in his first game in the Liga. But it's a shame because he was a great player for Atalanta, and he sure right now that Atalanta is taking a step back. I'm sure he could have helped them.
Anto, anything to add, or
I want to have a few things. First of all, I've been hooked up watching the comment on the side that I cannot really comment on, but a lot of those comments are extremely intelligent. I mean, hey, if you're not smart, you cannot be watching IFTV. So I would say almost 150% of the comment that I see on the right-hand side. Excellent people. So somebody.
150%.
I could read a few that mention the name Antonio.
No, listen, not necessarily. Listen, somebody said, very smart, they said the scheduling is very grueling, so you maybe will pull him out, because I have to put my glasses to find out who said that. And I agree with him 100%, whoever said that. So when you have a schedule like that, and I think Atalanta is suffering from playing every competition. So that's what it's happening. So you have 5 minutes of relax, and then you find yourself from 3-0, 3-1, 3-2.
Antonio, I think it was Mike that left that comment.
Was it Mike? No, it was not Mike.
It was grueling. He said,
yeah,
it was grueling.
Yeah, who's that? Mike? Mike who?
In the comments, Mike.
In the comments, not Mike. Mike cannot be commenting on that. So we have smart IFTV fan, not IFTV. Not IFTV, a broadcaster over here. I think our fans are much smarter than us. So that's why I give them a lot of credit, and I keep reading them. I like these formats where I can read everybody.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
You gotta disable it.
I feel like you're distracted.
Well, no, I'm not distracted. Are you kidding me? Actually, I get the feeling of what people they actually looking for, and then I might agree or disagree with them. But 99% they're saying 100%. They're saying well,
it was 150 before.
Boy, you guys a bunch of donkeys. Anyway, Atalanta did relax and then they got punished. So Atalanta never loses when they up 3-0. So something maybe physically gave up, or the concentration was not there and they got punished. That's it. Torino is not in the position to be punishing Atalanta. Nobody.
All right, makes sense. Guys, anything here, or we'll move on to the next topic?
No, I think Atalanta just got caught, right? They were up 3-0, and then they kind of took their foot off the pedal, and Torino have to get points. They're in a relegation battle, so they were able to score these goals. But definitely Atalanta, you can't give up a 3-0 game and then end up tying 3-3 to a Torino. It's just not acceptable. And as Gaetano said, the Rune and some others made it. They said sorry to
and Davide Nicola is new, though. He's a new coach over there, and he's actually bringing new spirits. Maybe with Giampaolo, it would end at 6-0. Who knows? Come back from 3-0. It's incredible.
Anto, we see a comment on screen right now.
Gattuso.
Yeah. It's from Yazan. Do you realize that it's Yazan, your boy?
Yeah. I have to put my glasses on, but another smart question. I mean, can we talk about Napoli and Gattuso? Yes, absolutely. Let Gaetano go first before he gets depressed. Gaetano go first.
We had this as a topic, and it was if Rino will last to June. Obviously, the reports they Napoli lost 2-1 to Genoa, which is just crazy, all things considered. But Mike has a crazy Genoa stat that we'll pull up. But the rumors are saying that De Laurentiis will be decisive for Gattuso. The next matches against Atalanta and Juventus for Gattuso's career at Napoli. Dad, your reaction to their loss, and then to Gattuso possibly being out?
So, Genoa, 17 points in 8 games. That's more than 2 points a game. I mean, it's unbelievable what Ballardini did with his team. But saying that, I mean, Napoli, they had the chances. They had a lot of chances, but they couldn't finish. So, and Gattuso is another one. He's never once had excuses, but he did say that playing every 3 days, it's really hard on this team. So that one day you need to rest, and he only has basically a day to prepare for the next game, and maybe a day and a half to prepare for the next game. And that's and like I said, what Gasparini said, I'll give it to him, because it's a year of this pandemic here, and you could get up in the morning and find out, hey, one of my best players got COVID, now he cannot play. So that's really bad, and that's something that he cannot control. So we'll give that to Gattuso. But he also made another comment saying that he doesn't have enough time to prepare the team starting from the back. And this starting from the back, I mean, first of all, I mean, you've been practicing now with this team for a long time. I mean, and this playing from the back. First of all, this playing from the back is overrated. When you put 2 players inside your area with the goalkeepers is 3 players, you give the chance to the other team, especially if they're playing with 3 guys up front, to close you in and making mistakes. And there are mistakes every week. I see mistakes from the goalkeeper, from the defenders. And I saw a big game on Saturday with 2 of the best teams, with 2 of the best goalkeepers in the world. Okay, one was Alisson and the one from Man City, both 2 of the best. And Liverpool lost the game because the goalkeeper made 2 stupid mistakes. So this playing from the back is not for if Man City and he's got problem doing. If Liverpool has got problem doing it, what do you want to play with the 2 guys inside the area and trying to bring the ball? Start your game from the 50-yard line. Start the game from the midfield. Get the ball to the midfield and then start from there and build and you only have to go 50 yards to score the goal. So that's my criticism for Gattuso, which like I said, I thought I wish him the best, and I hope that he does well, and that he's a good guy and he's a good coach.
Mike, I want you to read the Genoa stat. Just before, I saw somebody commenting about Spotify. Guys, our podcast should all be on Spotify. They're on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, basically everywhere that you could get a podcast. Just type in Iftv Serie audio experience and you should be able to find it. And if not, we'll try to help you sort through it after. Mike, you want to say the Genoa stat?
Yeah, so sometimes with the big dogs, we overlook the smaller teams, but whenever there's a
Never
good stat,
Michael.
Yeah, I know.
Never Michael.
We always got we're setting out 20 teams, we got to look out for everyone. And this time it's about Genoa. They've been you could say a couple months ago that they were in relegation zone, but now they have Davide Ballardini, and they're looking like a brand new team. I'm going to say the stat. This one's from Opta. It's pretty incredible. They said since Ballardini got appointed as Genoa's coach, only Juventus have gained more points than them in Serie A. And they only conceded 5 goals in 8 games. Right now, they're in 12th place, mid-table, before they were in relegation zone. So incredible turnaround from Genoa, and keep doing good, and we'll keep talking about you guys. That goes for everyone else in Serie A and in Calcio in general.
Well, they can go for Europa League.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
Well said, Mike. I do want to talk about, I want to run through because we got a lot of, still a couple more topics to talk to. Lazio are on a 6-game win streak in Serie A. Currently, they are the most in-form team in the Serie A. Ciro Immobile has scored 19 goals in 24 games this season. That's obviously all competitions. What a team this Lazio has. And we said it before, the 4th place is obviously sneaking up on a lot of different teams. We know right now Roma not going through the best of moments. Atalanta dropping points. Napoli don't really know what's going to happen with their coaching situation. But on the other hand, Lazio is steamrolling through and pushing and making up those points. We've always said that this Lazio team is a balanced team built around Simone Inzaghi, who's most likely going to renew his contract. Anything to comment on their win this weekend? For anybody over here have a comment about Lazio?
Meaning me too?
Anybody?
I mean, they beat Cagliari. They beat them 1-0 against Cagliari, who haven't won in like 13 games. So you expect the Cagliari to kind of defend against a team like Lazio. But Immobile ended up getting a goal, even though it was a deflection. Lazio right now, they're tied with Roma in 4th place, so it's going to be a dogfight till the end, and Lazio really picking up the steam right now. They had a bumpy beginning of the season, but they're looking better now.
Anto, there's a comment here from Davide who said, Lazio's Lazzari is a great winger. Anto,
yeah, I agree with him 100%. He's one of my favorite players in Lazio.
I know you brought him up.
Yeah, we know about Masavic, and we know about all the best midfielders that they have over there, but this guy here, Lazzari, has really impressed me. When I see the speed and the option that he's giving, Inzaghi on the right hand side, when he comes down, man, he cuts into the middle, he goes down deep, he takes everybody off the tempo. He's crazy. I mean, this guy here, I will say I will definitely qualify for to put him on the Italian national team. This guy is for real.
Dan, what were you going to add?
No, I'm saying when you have Luis Alberto and you have Milankovic and Ciro Immobile, I mean, you are you're in the game. You're in any game with any team in Italy. I mean, that's the great players.
Gaetano, do you see that the assist that Lazzari has given coming from the from the right hand side? So many cross, not necessarily over the top, flat ball. He cuts into the middle. This guy is all over the place. It's a Salas Makers times 2.
And this guy's fast.
He's fast and he's precise too. It's not just the speed. It's the speed and he's intelligent and he's very, very refined. He's got refined feet.
I like this comment from Chris. He said, Lazio is the last team Bayern Munich want to play. Their passing can be indefensible on a good day, and Bayern is susceptible with an extra high line. Sorry, we're reading from Kind of Fine over here. I agree with that, and I know everybody's counting them out, and we're not going to come here and say, hey, Lazio's favorites against Bayern Munich when they play them in the Champions League. But guess what? In this year, we never know what is going to happen. I have 2 more topics that I want to discuss. One of which caused a lot of controversy in our comment section just this past weekend. I think I know where we're all stand, but maybe we could bring some clarity to it. Has to do with foreign ownership in Italy. But before we do that, Ronaldo also constantly just breaking records here and there. We've got a crazy stat that we posted on our Instagram, which was Ronaldo before turning 30 in 718 games scored 463 goals. Since turning 30, in 326 games, he scored 300 goals. That is one of the most incredible stats I think we've ever made. Since turning 30, where a lot of players decline, he's literally had a better goal-scoring ratio than then. And, of course, Ronaldo has always credited in the past that as a player in his earlier career, he loved being a winger. He loved doing tricks. He loved being on the outside and just providing the goals. And then as he saw his body develop and as he read the game, he realized it's better for me to be closer to goal and be more impactful because I help my team most when I score goals. So, I mean, what an incredible from Ronaldo. I mean, the guy just keeps getting better and better. I think even if, some of the goals, yes, they come to him or the penalty kicks, I think it's still pretty incredible. That.
And he's probably looking at Zlatan. It's like, shit, if he's doing that 39, I was like, I could probably do for a few more years too. So he's looking at Zlatan. It's like, okay, good. A role model almost in that sense.
And it's exactly true because I think that he's also looking at him and they've both been very intelligent in the aspects of how they've adapted their games. We saw that obviously with Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but now with Ronaldo, who just turned 36, being the reason why we're speaking about, Ronaldo over there. Dad, any comment about Ronaldo before we go to the last topic?
I saw the goal that he scored yesterday, and I looked at it a couple of times. When he stopped the ball with the right and he kicked with the left, he did that so quick that I think that everybody else, it will take another step, and the goalkeeper thinks he's going to take another step. And he stopped and kicked it so quickly that the goalkeeper, he couldn't reach it. I think any other player that would have done that, the goalkeeper, because it was not a hard shot, but the quickness that he did it and the way that he did it, it really makes him different than any other player.
Well said. Anto, you got to say something?
Yeah, let me say something. I agree with most of the comment, but Ronaldo, like Ibrahimovic and a few other old players, they've been showing that, with the age, they're like the wine. The older it gets, the more you keep them over there, the more you keep them on the shelf, the better they get, the better they taste too. So the quality of those players, if you have it, you never lose it. Now, just the trick is to maintain your physical, your physique in shape and to perform at the level that you are required to perform. But very impressed with Ronaldo. I almost said Leonardo, but
I'll push back on that a little bit though. I don't think it's just about maintaining shape because I think that your body's going to catch up to you eventually. I think it's also a mentality aspect where a lot of players think that they could still play the same way as they always have. And it's about having that self-awareness of, hey, I'm not that 25-year-old guy anymore. I can't do that. But wait a second, I could adapt my game and still make myself useful and the most useful for teams. So I think the greats are able to adapt and change their game over that time and not just stick to being one. So I think it's a little bit more than just, of course, their touch and all that kind of stuff is never going to leave. But I think it's more than just keeping up your physical physique. I want to go to the last topic because it caused so much controversy, and I couldn't believe it in our comment section. People were hating on it. We made a graphic which was about the foreign owners in Italy, and specifically how Spezia is going to be bought by an American company, and a lot of pushback in the comment section about Americans coming in and buying Italian teams, where I was surprised by this. Some saying that, Italian teams should only be owned by Italians and that Americans are coming in and making it too much of a business. And to that, I even commented, for me, at least, an Italian team is always going to be an Italian team. I mean, it's based in Italy. The ownership group, just being American, doesn't change that aspect. I understand the people that say it's become too much like a business and losing the soul. And that's a completely separate story, which I would agree with. But I think that if you get into this period where we're not seeing great Italian owners, young guys like Agnelli don't just pop up all often that are able to build a 360-degree football club, it's better to have somebody who can build that than to make it crumble. And that's at least my stance on it. And I think that for the people that push back about football, it's too much of a business. It's the reality of the situation that we're in 2021. You can't run a club like it was 1990. And doing that, you're actually hurting your team a lot more, which affects your club. Peter is obviously very experienced in this. Your thoughts? Because it got way more criticism than I was expecting.
Yeah, I think the criticism comes down to football in the business terms, right? We don't want to see football because for a lot of fans, football is much more than just business. It should be passion. It should be about the fans, about the players. And sometimes we think, if business comes in, it's just going to be a money decision. And yeah, I think any fan base, any fan wants their owner to have a passion more than anything else. I remember, you said Agnelli, but even Moratti. I mean, Moratti made stupid business moves, right? If you think about just numbers, but he did it because he loved Inter. He did it because he had a sentiment. His father was the owner in the 60s. So he had such a love for Inter. But going back to foreign investment, listen, I disagree that an Italian team has to have an Italian owner. We as IFTV speak about that. I mean, look how many fans we have from all over the world. You're not necessarily from Milan or from Torino, and you don't have to be from there to support your team. So it's much more than that. And I think fans and owners can be from all around the world. And, as long as there's that passion. And then also, unfortunately, in order for Serie A, in order for these teams to compete globally, we have to get better and run teams like a business, or else we're never going to be able to compete with the Manchester United. We can never compete with the Real Madrids and the Barcelona. So it has to be run in a tip-top shape. And unfortunately, you need money for that. And that's important.
I also like this. Before we I'll pass it to you in a second. Sorry, I saw a really good comment right here from Marco. He said the important thing is that a team represents a city, its values on and off the pitch. That I totally agree with. I just disagree with that one rules out the other. I still think that you could respect it while being American owner. Dad, your thoughts on this debate?
Well, the government makes some rules on some of the Italian companies, which they don't want them foreign investments more than 51% if you're not a European company. So if you're coming from a non-European company, you can only own 49%. That's some of the government rules that they make, but not on the teams. No. I think as long as the money that is coming in, it's clean money and it could come from anywhere. We need, it's a very competitive in soccer, especially in Europe. So I have no problem if it's foreign money.
Anto, we're obviously fully invested in this with Campobasso, being close with Campobasso, who was one of the teams that were on our graphic about Matrizzetta and the North Six ownership agency ownership of the club. Your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, Matt has shown that an intelligent owner, he lets, if somebody's throwing you lemon, you have to make a lemonade. But if you're not in charge of making the lemonade, let the guy that is at the press making the lemonade for you. So, well, let me translate this for you. If somebody comes and buys a team in Italy and then wants to micromanage every situation, disregarding every technical aspect and everybody that is involved with running the team, with the idea to make the team a little better, to flip it like a burger, then I'm totally against it. So, and I agree with a lot of comments of the guys and our followers that I'm 100% with them when it comes down to the foreign ownership coming into Italy and then do stupid things. But in the case of Campobasso, for example, it's the perfect situation when somebody a foreign ownership. First of all, Matrizzetta is not a foreigner; it's Italian.
Yeah, but that's not
the United States. Let me just say it, please. So what I'm trying to say is this: you can be a foreigner and you can just put in charge, like the Elliott Group is putting all of a sudden in charge Maldini and company in charge of the team. In other words, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm investing those money. I love the sport. I love soccer, and I wanted my money to be managed by the best possible people. Mm-hmm. In this particular case, the Elliott Group has identified Maldini to be the person to run the team. Okay, so on the Inter side, they put Marotta and they put Conte in charge of the team. Mm-hmm. So if you're coming in with the attitude that you want to buy and flip, then you're going to end up losing and making the sports and the ownership per se a bad situation. Agreed. But if you're coming in because you want to improve the team and because you're a tifoso, because we have a lot of people. Look, AC Milan has got a lot more followers outside Italy than we have in Italy. I think that 90% of the Chinese and China, they love AC Milan.
I don't know where you're getting these stats from.
You Google them up. I mean, if you go to the United Arab Emirates, a lot of them, they love AC Milan.
What percentage?
I'm not sure exactly the percentage, but
the first time you don't give a percentage.
It is what it is. But, it is what it is. So what I'm saying is just let the people in charge of soccer run soccer, and people in charge of finance to finance the situation, because you cannot do both. I mean, very rarely has happened, like the Agnelli, they're trying to do it, but from time to time, Agnelli steps into the role of being in charge of the team, and that's when Juventus started to get in trouble. Let Pirlo run the show.
Anto, and the only reason why I was trying to cut you off with that is because people will say that Matrizzetta still is a foreigner because he's Italian American, and that's what like a lot of the people were saying, because you have American values that you're not really an Italian that live there. But guys, I think that's it. If nobody has anything else, is there any other topics that you guys wanted to discuss? Anyone?
I mean, just to end it off, if no one else had anyone else,
Dad, check your notes.
I just wanted to say predictions for the big game tomorrow for the Coppa Italia.
Juventus will go through.
Inter will win 2-0. Go through.
Mike?
Inter will win, but not go through.
Dad?
No, I was going to say the last thing that I was going to say was that the Benevento Sampdoria game was 1-1. Benevento almost pulled it against Sampdoria, who's been playing good. And Sassuolo Spezia, the new owners, I guess, they got a nice surprise by a win over Sassuolo, which Sassuolo is a good team. But this coach, Italiano, even though he got a little bit lucky with the 2 goals, but they did beat Sassuolo 2-1.
And your prediction for tomorrow's game?
Tomorrow's game is gonna be 2-1, and it's gonna go into overtime.
And who will win?
Stand by.
Okay. Anto, prediction?
I want Juventus to win, not because I like Juventus. I would love to see Conte just. I just wish Conte nothing but the best. Don't get me wrong, but tomorrow is not his day. Okay, Conte? I'm sorry. The only good thing that is going on for you that you have my name. So just keep it. All right. So, but Conte is got no business winning tomorrow. No way.
Guys, thank you for everybody that was watching. Big thank you, and I'm gonna congratulate them right now, Antonio and Gaetano. Your setups today were perfect. They were flawless. I know that this might not come as natural to you guys as it does us, so I appreciate you guys taking the time to be able to provide the best quality for the IFTV fans. And I know we went through some hiccups, but I think we've worked through them all.
By hiccups, he was talking about Antonio. Gaetano's was perfect by the setup.
Listen to me.
I was trying to be nice.
Listen to me. Hey, Paisa, my camera is much better than him. Look at my background. AC Milan shirts. I have Campobasso shirts. I have the Paris shirt, the Cancel shirt. What did this guy here's got?
Oh, Gaetano, you hear that?
Yeah, a bunch of bottle of wines over there. Come on. Hey, just pop one bottle for us.
Antonio, what good is it, all that stuff in the background, if you don't know how to turn on the camera?
Oh.
What are you talking about? Everybody can see that. Look, even my daughter just texted me, said, Dad, you're not at the podcast, are you? I said, hey, did you see my bed? We do not have beds on the podcast. So she said, oh my God. And then she said, LOL or El Mao.
El Mao. Guys, as always, thank you guys all for watching. We appreciate all your support. Tomorrow we will be live again with Enoch Balotelli's brother, for the Derby. Let's see who goes through to the next round of Coppa Italia. As always, thank you for watching. We'll talk to you soon.